Identity verified. Welcome aboard. Directing to the Aerial Transport Network.
In 2100, AI creates a seamless world. It optimizes every journey with perfect precision. Green infrastructure and technology live in absolute harmony.
Observe how we live right now. We spend our days managing our tools. We tap glass screens, hunt for charging cables, and manually adjust thermostats. Our technology demands our constant physical attention. We treat our bodies the same way. We wait until an ache, a fever, or a medical test tells us we are sick, and then we try to reverse the damage. When we imagine the next 80 years of computing and artificial intelligence, it is easy to assume that the future will simply be more crowded, with flashing displays and louder notifications competing for our focus. The reality of 2100 is quite different. The most significant technological leap is the complete disappearance of devices from our field of view. We are moving away from using isolated, visible machines. Instead, we are weaving sensors and processors directly into the walls, the furniture, and the fabric of our homes, creating an environment that is itself intelligent. This marks the transition to a silent era of technology. The tools are no longer something we notice. They have faded into the background fabric of daily life. Picture a Tuesday morning at the end of this century. There are no alarm clocks. Instead, your bedroom walls gently brighten with a soft light, precisely timed to match the end of your natural sleep cycle. This is invisible computing. Because processing power is integrated directly into the building materials around you, the physical interfaces we use today, buttons, keyboards, and remote controls, no longer need to exist. While you slept, internal nano devices continuously scanned your biology. These microscopic sensors identify an abnormal cell long before you feel a symptom. By resolving microscopic anomalies in real time, healthcare shifts from reacting to disease to maintaining continuous automated health. As you wake, an artificial intelligence maps out your schedule. It operates as a silent companion, making subtle logistical decisions based on your daily habits and your current emotional state. The environment has become proactive. It handles the preparation for the day, so the human inside it doesn't have to. When you step outside, the transit network is entirely autonomous. Vehicles communicate with one another continuously to optimize traffic flow, which removes both gridlock and human error from the road. Behind the scenes, specialized robotics manage the heavy lifting of the city. They handle municipal logistics, maintain public spaces, and provide basic care, removing repetitive manual chores from the human schedule. With machines executing the routine and the repetitive, human careers have changed. Professional life now centers exclusively on tasks that require deep creativity, critical thinking, and nuanced interpersonal communication. The physical office has been replaced by immersive, blended realities. You collaborate with colleagues across the globe in a shared 3D holographic space that projects directly into your living room. Midday labor is now decoupled from physical output. This frees the workforce to focus entirely on intellectual and creative synthesis. You return in the evening to a building constructed from self-repairing materials. The entire structure is powered by a decentralized, clean energy grid that draws efficiently from renewable sources. The same invisible systems that manage your home also manage the resource needs of the entire planet. By pushing these autonomous logistics and systems even further, we have successfully expanded our reach into the solar system. The self-repairing materials and autonomous life support systems that simplify a Tuesday on Earth are the literal foundations of the first permanent settlements on the Moon and Mars. An ordinary, quiet evening in 2100 rests on these two foundations: a sustainable home here on Earth and an active civilization expanding above it. Zooming out, the defining characteristic of this future is how natural it feels. Quantum computers, biotechnology, and artificial intelligence operate entirely out of sight. This invisible infrastructure has stripped away the burdens of disease, manual labor, and logistical friction that defined most of human history. But as theoretical physicist Dr. Michio Kaku points out, Solving these ancient problems forces us to confront a new challenge. When invisible technology removes the daily struggle for physical survival, we are left to determine what our lives should actually be about. The metric for success in 2100 shifts from technological capability to human application. Our true progress is now measured by the wisdom, ethics, and compassion we apply to our newfound freedom. While the machines manage the background of our lives, the real work remains ours, defining what it means to live well in a world without struggle.
Welcome to today's Explainer. We're doing something absolutely fascinating today. We are taking a journey all the way to the year 2100. Based on Michio Kaku's incredible book, Physics of the Future, we're going to look at how real current trends in things like AI, quantum computing, biotechnology, and space science are going to completely reshape our daily routines. So, buckle up, because everyday life in the 22nd century is going to be spectacularly different from what we're used to. I want you to just picture this for a second. Imagine waking up without the jarring, loud beep of a phone alarm, or, having to blindly fumble in the dark for a cold plastic light switch, and inevitably stubbing your toe in the process. By 2100, your environment is going to gently brighten, perfectly timed to your natural sleep cycle. Your room is already sensing and responding to you before your feet even hit the floor. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The invisible smart home and the rise of invisible tech. We are entering an era of what's called invisible computing, and this is a huge departure from today. The future isn't about staring at more screens or carrying a glowing rectangle in your pocket everywhere you go. Actually, scratch that. It's about technology completely vanishing into the background. Computing power will literally be built directly into the materials around us, our walls, our furniture, even our clothing. Your home will automatically adjust the ambient temperature and fine-tune the air quality based on the exact physiological needs of the people inside it. The devices simply disappear into the architecture. Now, orchestrating all this invisible technology is your AI cognitive companion. Unlike today's kind of clunky digital assistants that just set kitchen timers or constantly misunderstand your music requests, this AI understands your speech perfectly. And get this, it can actually read your emotions. Over time, it deeply learns your specific habits. It shifts from being a simple tool to acting as a truly trusted advisor. It's going to help you plan your day, solve complex problems, and actually assist you in making big life decisions. It becomes a constant companion that grows right alongside you. Moving right along to Section 2, the new era of healthcare, focusing on prediction versus treatment. And this brilliantly illustrates a massive paradigm shift we're about to experience in medicine. We're moving entirely from treatment to prediction. Think about it. Today, our medical system is highly reactive, right? We wait until we get sick, and then we scramble to try and cure the disease. But in 2100, the focus shifts entirely to prevention. Instead of waiting for illness to strike, we'll have microscopic nanodevices working constantly in the background to spot and eliminate anomalies at the absolute earliest possible stage. Let's walk through how seamless this process actually becomes. Step 1. Wearable or even internal medical nanodevices continuously monitor your vital signs and your cellular health. Step 2. Advanced AI systems sift through that massive stream of continuous data looking for the tiniest microscopic changes. And finally, Step 3. Your doctors advise you on prevention long before you ever feel a single symptom of illness. This highly proactive approach is exactly how humanity could live significantly longer, immensely healthier lives. All right, stepping out the front door, we hit Section 3, Autonomous Mobility and Transit, exploring our new smart transit networks. We're talking about a completely automated transit grid here. Fully automated driverless cars will basically eliminate the human error that's responsible for so many accidents today. But it goes way beyond asphalt. We're going to see the widespread use of ultra-fast magnetic systems and, yes, even autonomous flying vehicles. Crucially, all of these vehicles will be in constant communication with one another. This means they'll seamlessly coordinate routes to avoid traffic jams entirely. Travel is going to become faster, incredibly safe, and completely effortless. Now that we've arrived at our destination, let's jump into Section 4, Redefining Work and Education, and how we're redefining the future. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the fascinating new division of labor on the horizon. Everyday robotics won't just be locked away in factories anymore. They'll be in homes, hospitals, and public spaces, taking over repetitive tasks, routine cleaning, delivery, and basic care. And because machines are handling all the mundane chores, human roles are elevated. our jobs will pivot to focus intensely on what makes us uniquely human: creativity, critical thinking, and complex communication. The robots aren't here to replace human value. They're literally here to free us up. Plus, the line between physical and digital reality will completely blur. Education and work will take place in immersive, holographic 3D environments. Imagine students putting on advanced AR gear and literally walking through ancient Rome, or attending a global brainstorm where colleagues from around the world appear as lifelike holograms right in the same room. Geography will simply no longer be a barrier to learning or working. It becomes an interactive, lifelong, and deeply personalized journey. Let's zoom out a bit for Section 5, Expanding Human Horizons. We're looking at humanity beyond Earth. Let's move to and see how this builds step by grand step. First, we master our own planet by adopting self-repairing smart materials for our buildings and relying heavily on clean, renewable solar power. Next, we lock in vital advances in energy storage and distribution, making our power grids completely reliable and sustainable. And once our home planet is stabilized, we reach the ultimate milestone, establishing permanent human settlements on the Moon and Mars. Space travel will transition from this rare scientific ambition into just an ordinary, accepted aspect of human civilization. Bringing it back down to Earth, we have Section 6, the silent integration of tech in daily life. So, the crucial point is that our world doesn't become loud, cluttered, or overly mechanical. In fact, it's the exact opposite. Technology will integrate so silently and naturally into our environment that life won't actually feel drastically different on the surface. You'll still wake up, learn, work, and connect with your loved ones. The difference is the invisible, silent integration of science that makes all of those human experiences significantly richer, safer, and completely frictionless. This brings us to a really grounding thought from Michio Kaku. He says, "The true measure of progress will not lie merely in machines or inventions, but in humanity's wisdom to use them ethically, compassionately, and for the collective advancement of civilization." It's a vital reminder, Technology, no matter how advanced, invisible, or autonomous, is ultimately just a tool. The real magic isn't in the microchip or the nanodevice. It's in how we choose to wield it as a society. And that leaves us with this final, essential question to ponder today. Are we currently cultivating the wisdom needed to wield the invisible technologies of tomorrow? As our scientific progress accelerates at lightning speed, our ethical and compassionate frameworks absolutely must keep pace. I hope this explainer gave you not just a clear view of the future, but a whole lot to think about regarding our role in shaping it today. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into 2100. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you next time.